We are live here at Dover for race 7 of our season here today. This 1 mile track, intermediate style some call it, short track others call it, but what these drivers will all know it as today is the Monster Mile and a chance to get ever so much closer to a championship. We go down the cars here as they're getting ready to fire up their engines as pre-race ceremonies happen behind us. All these drivers today will have a chance at either making their situations way better in regards to points, championships, and whatever else they might be chasing, or they could completely ruin it. Here are your ones to watch for today's race. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is your pole sitter, but it's a surprise there, but he's done well this weekend. Kyle Busch had the fastest 5-lap average in practice, which is really pretty big today, I feel like. Martin Truex Jr. is the new points leader after the absolute collapse that happened last week for these drivers here. Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, and Christopher Bell, all of which had some form of an accident last week, completely ruining their top 3 points positions. Engines are fired up, drivers are pulling off. Here's the starting lineup for today's race. Row 1, we have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Eric Jones. Row 2, we have Alex Bowman and Joey Logano. Row 3, we have Kyle Busch and Daniel Suarez. Row 4, we have Martin Truex Jr. and Bubba Wallace. Row 5, Kevin Harvick and Austin Dillon. Row 6, Eric Almirola and Ross Chastain. Row 7, Chase Elliott and Brad Keselowski. Row 8, Denny Hamlin and Ryan Newman. Row 9, William Byron and Michael McDowell. Row 10, Tyler Reddick and Corey LaJoie. Second half of your field now on row 11, Kaz Grala and Kurt Busch. Row 12, Chris Buescher and Cole Custer. Row 13, Anthony Alfredo and Ryan Blaney. Row 14, Austin Cindric and Chase Briscoe. Row 15, Kyle Larson and Ryan Preece. Row 16, Christopher Bell and Matt DiBenedetto. Row 17, Timmy Hill and Justin Haley. Row 18, BJ McLeod and Ty Dillon. Row 19, Joey Gase and Noah Gragson. And on the final row, row 20, Quinn Half and David Reagan. Here's some things you need to know before today's race. The race will be 15 laps long. This is the final short track / short intermediate of the season, and multiple drivers still have championship hopes on the line here this weekend, but only some will leave with those still intact. Here we go, green flag is out, and we are underway at Dover. Stenhouse looks to try to clear Jones, won't quite be able to do it down the backstretch. Looks like he'll clear him going into 3 and 4. And he'll come down to lead the first lap, with Jones solidly in second, but now Jones is making a move around the inside of Stenhouse, challenging for the lead. Jones noses out ahead. He clears Stenhouse for the lead. Eric Jones is our new leader, as now Kyle Busch is trying to make a move around Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with that fast car of his this weekend. So we see them going by the camera now. Daniel Suarez has moved up into the top 5. Eric Jones is now trying to meet Matt traffic. We have a crash on the backstretch. My voice just cracked. Big crash on the backstretch, leading them into 3. Caution is out. Haley, it looks like, went across multiple walls there. Bounced off 2 or 3 guys. Here's the replay of the incident. Looks like he got off the nose of Gragson, hit the inside wall, bounced back up into traffic, hitting Hill and McLeod, both of whom had nowhere to go. McLeod tried to avoid that wreck, but Haley bounced off the wall and off Hill, coming back into traffic where he was, collecting the 78 car. Those leaders barely made it through as the wreck happened just a few parts of the backstretch in front of them. So it looks like all 3 of these cars have too much damage to continue in today's race, so all of them will be our first 3 DNFs of the race. Only a third of the way through it. Here's this week's channel shout out. going to the NASMAR Community Cup Series. This is a bit different actually, as it is a community effort. But you should go check out that channel. Link in the description to find out more about what it is, what it means, what it is. So yeah, go check them out. Link in the description. Green flag is out once again here at Dover. As we are now five full laps into the race. Eric Jones quickly passes Kyle Busch there for the lead. Lost my train of thought, my bad. He'll come through to lead the lap, as it looks like Kyle Busch is going to try to make a move on the inside of Jones. That he will, going into the backstretch. Now he noses out ahead of Eric Jones, claiming the lead. Will he be able to hold him off though, as now Daniel Suarez is challenging for second. Three-car battle up front, all trying to get that lead. As Kyle Busch has cleared Eric Jones now, as Suarez appears to be trying to make a move on the inside down the backstretch, dead even. But he'll have the advantage going into the corner, as we are now on board with Kyle Busch. Daniel Suarez has taken second place. But now they have gone into lap traffic once more. Hopefully it'll go better for them than it did last time when all three of those cars crashed. So we're now on lap 10 of 15, almost 2/3 of the way through this race. Lead lap guys are starting to get single file as they're just trying to get past those guys that are about to be going a lap down, as they're now starting to get past some of the back markers into a little bit more competitive traffic. But we have a crash on the front stretch now. Hamlin off the nose of Keselowski. Caution is out. Was this intentional? But there's no way to tell quite yet. We'll have to go to the replays for that. Here's the replay of the incident. It looks like they might have both washed up into each other, actually. No, it certainly looks like Keselowski turned up into the corner to get into Hamlin. Not quite sure what caused that. Looks like Hamlin definitely did drift down the track a little bit, though. Can't really tell whose fault it is there, but I can tell you for one thing for certain. Hamlin's radio is certainly blowing up right now. He's very annoyed with Brad Keselowski, as he is now out of the race, possibly out of championship contention. We'll have to see if this has any implications going into the rest of the season, as the green flag is out. Will that be the final caution? Let's find out here at Dover. Now we are on lap 13 of 15 with only one lap and only 3 laps to go. Coming to 2 to go now, as Harvick's making a move on Suarez for second. Now Jones is falling back to 4th, and now 5th after that restart and choose rule. But then we have Harvick challenging Kyle Busch for the lead. Kyle Busch, the best car all day, has now finally met his match in Harvick, as they are now on the last lap here at Dover. Kevin Harvick takes it onto the backstretch, still holding off Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch looks to make a move on the final lap, but it will not be enough. Kevin Harvick wins at Dover, with Elliott finishing 3rd behind them. Kevin Harvick holds off Kyle Busch and wins at Dover. So we see him saluting the fans with a reverse victory lap here at Dover now. Here's the replay of the final lap. After Harvick managed to clear Kyle Busch coming into the front stretch to get that white flag, there was no contest after that. Kyle Busch made a valiant effort trying to get to his inside, but Kevin Harvick just had too much corner speed. Going through their possibly the best car all day, he finally had a chance to get through traffic there at the very end. He might have been the biggest beneficiary, if not, in fact, he was the biggest beneficiary of that caution involving Denny Hamlin earlier in the race. We have here our official results. Daniel Suarez and Eric Jones finished out the top 4 and top 5 in today's race. Now here are your point standings. Eric Jones is your new points leader, with Truex, Keselowski, and Byron being the other 3 drivers that would currently be in that championship race with him if this was the end of the regular season. However, it's not. We still have 2 more races after this before the championship race. We take a look now at some of our drivers doing worse in points. Going further back, now we have some of our part-timers like Allmendinger, Balicki, Reagan, others. With J.J. Yaley not scheduled currently to make another start until Kentucky, in last place. Hopefully you enjoyed today's race. Congratulations again to Kevin Harvick, and those of you who chose to sponsor him for the season. The next race on the circuit will be at Watkins Glen, a fan favorite, the final road course of the season. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Hopefully you'll come back to see the next ones. If you don't mind leaving a comment on this video saying if you did enjoy it. Have a great day.